Merhaba. Hello. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Rajesh.
Ha.
It's good to see you.
Hello.
It's good to
Yeah,
see you.
thank you.
It's good to see you.
Me also, I'm very happy to talk with your teachers, and I'm feeling somewhat nervous. How you people will accept me?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm just going to wait for 1 or 2 minutes, okay, for the
Okay.
other people come to live session. Then we can
Okay.
start. Okay. And
Okay. Then.
yeah. Yeah, I think you can also see the your friends' comments down. Yeah, they are writing to us.
He, yes, he's my brother. Commented me
Oh,
that.
oh, brother, very nice, very nice. Yeah, I am really, excited about it because this is my first live session, and as you know, we talk about it, and you are my first guest, and I hope we are going to have
It's
a
my
really.
honor.
Yeah, it's really it's a good honor for us also to have you here, and I hope we are going to have a really nice conversation, 30
Yes,
minutes or 5 minutes, something like that. And you are going to share your experiences with us.
sure,
By
definitely.
the way, yeah, how is the weather there?
I think actually for the last 2 days, it's getting 46, very high.
Oh,
But today it is very cloudy, not such like that.
I see, I see. Yeah, here is
The summer is
today is
going on here.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Here is sunny. Here is sunny Turkey. But 2 days ago it was also rainy here. But now today it's sunny.
Today is
Okay,
cloudy here.
I see. I see, Rajesh. And by the way, the correct pronunciation of your name is Rajesh. Huh? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. The correct pronunciation of your name is Rajesh.
Yes.
Okay. So I think yes, we can. We have wait. I think it's 5 minutes. We have waited, and we can start it. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So Rajesh, so maybe we can. You can start talking about yourselves. Like, who are you, and what are you doing, and where are you from, and where are you working? Yeah, just like that. We are listening to you. Go.
Yeah. It's, I'm Rajesh Kouluri and working as a primary school teacher in India. Have been for 10 years. I'm working as a primary school teacher and working with very remote the first generation children to develop the skills of subjects, all the subjects like that. Later that I use so many techniques teaching the children to develop the language skills, whatever it is. I faced so many problems. So that later I have found so many difficulties in that teaching English, especially English to them, like that. So
Yeah.
I have developed my skills also like that. And later, the working in my classroom, the results also have been very good. So that's what I entered into the examination board also. I'm one of the members of the examinations in our district. And later I entered into the textbook committee. I'm one of the members in the textbook committee. Recently, I have participated in the workshop. And from the next year, government will going to introduce English medium schools in my state. So for that, I have written the first grade and second grade textbooks to my AP state, Andhra Pradesh state children.
Yes.
I have completed my MBA from Mumbai University from in IT. So and recently I graduated B.Ed, Bachelor of Education from Ambedkar University also. And it's my hobby is painting is my hobby, and now blogging also my it's my very hobby to write something what I have done in my classroom. It's my
Yes.
hobby.
Yes. Yes.
Keeping all these things.
You are very popular about writing blogs.
Yeah, that's so www.rajclassroom.com is my blog. I think people you may aware about all those activities in my classroom. And along with that, I have written 2 teacher handbooks. One is Activate. It was published in a year back. And another one is Tarang. It's also teacher handbook having all the language skills LSRW with my practical activities. I have published these 2 handbooks, and these are very useful to the teachers working in the ground level, especially the children who are from the non-native of English. So these activities will help them to develop in a practical way, because of so many books are there in the market. They teach in a theoretical way, in a pedagogy way, how we can develop the skills of a language like that. Here in my book, you can find that what are the practical activities and problems to face to develop the English skills for the second generation, second language learners, because of English is not our native language. So that's what we can, how we can develop the English to that children like that. So recently I awarded British Council Best Future Blog of the Award for 2 times. In India, this is the first time who got this award for me. And so this is overall my teaching experience and professional and my educational also.
I see. Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Okay, Rajesh, maybe can you tell us about your school and your students, and also maybe your area that you live little bit?
Yes. Actually, I have been working in different schools, and now I am working with a remote school which is located at the hill station. We haven't any good transportation also to reach the school, because of we have to arrange our own vehicle to reach the school. In the rainy season, and it's very difficult to reach the schools around 3 to 4 km. It's all very, that it's not a proper road to reach there. So in that circumstances, that how our children, you can easily assess that. Yeah, the children are very, very first generation children. Even they have any such type of circumstances to connect with that language, whatever it may be. It's education also very poor to them. So when I joined, I have been working there for 4 years. When I joined there, in the earlier stage, I noticed that even in the mother tongue also, they are very poor in the language skills in mother tongue also. So coming to the English, it's very hard to me to teach like that. And coming to the infrastructure in my school, we have 1 to 8th grade, 8 classes are there. but we have
Yes.
only 4 classrooms there. So we have to teach in the playground for the rest of 4 classes. 4 classes in the room, and we are teaching, and rest of the 4 classes we have to teach under the trees in the playground like that. So whenever in the summer and rainy season, I think we are hopeless to teach to all the students. So in the circumstances, we are doing our level best for giving the best result to the children and developing the language skills of the children. And from that, you can easily find that where I have been teaching in my class, in my blog, I am sharing so many texts. You can notice that how was my classroom, and how is the children also, and how they are, their behavior and social status, everything you can notice that. So for those, I think they are very poor in social status also, and poor in education also. Even 60% of the parents, they are illiterate. So you can easily assume that how the children are and how their levels of education you can easily notice. So this is somewhat about our school that I am working in there.
Okay. Rajesh, your voice, I think, is coming deeply. Can you just arrange it? I think your voice is coming so deep.
So deep. Okay. Okay. Now how it is?
Now it's okay. Now it's better. Okay? Can you hear me? We can't hear you now. Now it's better. Great. Now it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Now it's great, Rajesh. Okay, I think all. So let's next to the next question. So can you tell us about what have you done so far for your professional development?
So so far, actually, first of all, when I joined in that primary school, because we have less resources, and even we have to teach entire 5 classes. Only 2 teachers. We have to deal with 2 teachers entire the 5 classes. So we have to teach multi-level and multi-grade also. So one teacher at a time has to teach 1, 2, 3 classes also. So in that, I have prepared so many picture related teaching learning material to develop the skills of my children. But I used the picture related teaching learning material for 1 or 2 years when I joined in my job. But I noticed that the picture related learning material wouldn't give such type of results. What I am expecting from the children, I can't get such type of results from them. So later I use some digital technology, some digital tools in my teaching. So I prepared some digital material to develop the skills, to develop the reading, whatever it may be, writing skills. So I use some digital tools. And also, meanwhile, I done an action research how the children will learn. What is the learning characteristic of a child? So you know very well that the theory has been, researchers have been showing that we have 4 type of learning characteristic children are there. So visual learners, kinesthetic learners, auditory learners, and tactile learners. You know very well this. So I have done an action research on that, which type of learners are there in my classroom. I have noticed that some of the children may not attract to the auditory resources and visual resources also. So, and 20%, 20 to 30% of all children are there, they may not connect with the visual and audio material. So, I use different language games in my classroom and interactive material that can participate each and every children in the learning process. So, in the point of view, keeping all these in my mind, I prepared some interactive digital materials and interactive videos and interactive activities with my children that gives a great result after even in the 6 and 7 months also I am getting good results from the children. Actually, the 20 to 20% children are there. they may not get anything. I think it's hard to me to teach them to getting best to them, but after using these digital and interactive material, they are getting good and giving best in their education also. So I using this such material and different type of worksheets, mainly helpful to them. That worksheets, these are all give a scope beyond the textbook, because of children may not enjoy with the textbook for year along. So if you are
Yes.
giving such type of supplementary material, this integration and the diversity in my teaching, that will help the children to do best and giving the result in the learning process.
Thank you. I understand. Okay, good. And so I have another question. As far as I understand that you have been working in the primary schools for a long time. And what's the hardest part and what's the easiest part for you to working in primary school?
Actually, there is no easy part in the working with the primary schools.
Yeah, it's hard.
Everywhere, because the hard thing is that we have to teach the multi-grade children. Suppose if we have 5 classes, 5 grade children are there in the classroom, we are only 2 teachers, because even the manpower is very less. Teachers also could very less in our school, so it's very hard to get the basic levels of the children. So one teacher has to taught 3 classrooms is very hard to us. So in that cases, using such type of diversity material for actually dividing the class into high performance children, medium children, and low performance children, irrespective of the grade what they are studying. So divide the class into that way. It may help to teach the different type of activities regarding the performance level of the children. So I haven't get any easy part in that set. So once I developed the material for 2 or 3 years, suppose syllabus will change for after 5 to 6 years. For these 5 years, we have to teach the same lessons for the different state children. So I developed these material for 4 or 5 years. So later my work will very easy. Then I will I think that now my job is very easy like that. Once I equipped with the material which is required to teach my children, then it will easy part to me.
I see. Okay. So okay. So let's come to another point. You know, as you know that the whole world are in a very bad condition because of the pandemic, COVID-19. And so can you tell us about the effects on your education system?
Sorry, I'm not visible. I'm not audible to properly. Your voice is not getting good.
Hear me now? Can you hear me now, Rajesh?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you know that the whole world are in a very bad condition, you know, because of the pandemic, COVID-19. And can you tell us about the effects on your education system? What effects you have?
So now actually the COVID-19 will giving the great serious result to the world. Not only in India, in other countries also it may getting the bad result and also great change. I think it's a revolutionary change will happen in the education. I think recently what have government here in the Indian government has decided that actually we are working the 220 days for a year. An educational days is 220. Now they are going to reduce the days into around 100. The rest of the 120, they are thinking about to give you online classes, blending and virtual classrooms like that.
Yes.
So this is a great change and impact in the future education, definitely. So the teacher has to ready with to get the challenge, to face the challenge, because of in the blended classrooms or virtual classrooms, we may not expect that we may get a proper guidance and close to the children. So may the children may listen to the class or may not, and we have not a proper authorization on them. So in the situations, how our education system be, how our lessons will be, and how the teacher should act and guide the children in order to get the required standards in the children. So it's very hard to the teachers and the parents also, and parents also have to observe that what will be the result in the next coming education year. So
Yes.
parents has to think that how we can turn our homes into a little bit of classrooms like that. Parents also has to teach that it's not a home now; it's also classroom, because has to teach with the real life situations, and education should integrate with the real life situations also. So the curriculum also will change towards to mingle with lively, realistic approaches and realistic things, whatever it is. So curriculum should change. Now we have the more of the subject and very less about the practicality. So now the curriculum should change into the practicality more, and theory should less, like that.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I think I saw a question here about it, and one of our followers asks, "What is the most difficult, challenging of teaching remotely?"
Yeah, the most difficult challenging is teach remotely means first is they are coming from the first generation. They haven't any circumstances and they haven't any support towards the education. So teacher is only one resource to them to develop the skills and to develop to make them good readers or good citizens, like that. So in the point of view, we have to take the challenge, and we have a different type of learning styles of children is there. So the main challenge for the teacher to teaching the remote children is first of all, we have to look into their views and look into their thoughts, and we have to make them understand the real life and what will be the 21st century skills, whatever it is. So you have to come up with those resolutions, and you have to change your teaching process and learning material and teaching activities to make them to drag into the mainstream, coming from the remote to uncivilized, whatever it may be, for the low resource and social status. You have to make them and streamed into the streamline what they actually world wants, like that. So this is the main challenge, is the teachers to develop such type of activities to drag them into the mainstream.
I see. Thank you very much. So how is it going? Is it okay so far? So good?
Yeah, good. No problem.
Okay.
I think because of I know very well, because of I'm very practicality. I have very practicality in my classroom. That's what I can give.
No. I think we have a connection problem with the Rajesh internet. Yes. Oh, so let me call him again. He's not online now. Yes, just okay, he's coming back. I think there was an internet connection problem. He's coming. Oh, let me try again. Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
Rajesh, are you here? Yeah, I think there's
yeah,
a
sir.
connection problem, but it's okay. Now you
Yeah.
were
I
talking
think
about,
it's a peak time to.
yeah. Yeah, this is the first time, and I think this things can happen, so it's not a problem. So let me ask you another question. So I wonder, like, what type of materials we should develop? Can a remote student have a chance to learn? What kind of materials should we develop for them in this
Uh,
period?
so actually, for the teaching, if you observe the remote children, they are very shy to come forward and express their ideas and views. And also it's very hard the teachers to get into them into the main learning system. So the first of all, teacher has to show some friendly relation and also show uh, some interest towards them to get into the mainstream. So for
Mm-hmm.
coming to the learning activities, the teaching activities, the more has
Yes.
to speak. Suppose you are teaching a lesson, you need to develop some conversation, or you need to ask them to express their ideas by showing a picture. Or if
Uh-huh.
you want to teach a rhyme, make them do some choreography and also giving some work, the written work or whatever it may be, ask them to present in front of the class like that. So if you relieve them from some from shyness, and definitely the learning will come from the children. So and
Yes.
also you need to develop such integrated teaching material. We can connect with the suppose if you are doing a speaking activity followed by a writing activity. If you think that, so the material should connect with the speaking and writing, or reading and writing, listening
Uh-huh.
and speaking. So such type of material you have to develop that. Not only for mention for a single skill. If you are developing a material for speaking or reading, don't let them only and restrict them for only for those skills. Integrate the listening, integrate the reading with the other activities with that material. So
I
prepare
see.
such type of material, children
Mm-hmm.
can easily participate and in the process. And also it should be a level specific. So if you are using a material, it should be it should be, you can teach to the high grade children and also it teach the low grade children. So then the material also will very effective to in your teaching process.
I see. I see. Thank you, Rajesh. And there are two questions here. And the first one is, what grades does he teach? Yeah, what grades does he teach? Rajesh? Okay, I think there's again, it's
Yeah.
a connection problem.
Hello.
Huh. Hello? Okay, now
Ah,
okay, I think. Rajesh, there is a question, and
hello.
what grades does he teach? And Ela Kaplanoğlu, she asks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Rajesh?
I think there is
Huh? Can you hear
problem.
me?
I think yeah.
Oh, okay. So what grades does he teach? She asks.
Hello.
Hello?
I think
Can you hear me?
the network is not good. I'm not getting your voice properly.
Now? Now? What
Yeah,
about now? Can you hear me? It's okay.
it's okay. It's okay. Now I'm getting. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So what grades does he teach? She asks. I think he can't hear us. Can you hear us, Rajesh?
Actually, I'm teaching. Am I audible?
Now, yes. Now, Rajesh,
Am I audible?
I think your voice is not, coming and going and coming back.
Hello.
Rajesh, now, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
yeah. Now
Okay. There are two questions. One is, what grades do you teach? And another one is, Selçuk Aslan asks, which city does he live?
actually, I think.
Rajesh.
Yeah. Now you can ask. I think.
Okay. Which city do you live in, and what grades do you teach?
Yeah, actually, every year the school head they are allowed to teach some grades in our school. In my 10 years of experience, I taught to first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and also. So every year we are changing and we are moving to different grades. So
Okay.
last year, this year I am teaching to first grade and fifth grade and eighth grade children also. The different subjects.
I see. And which city do you live in?
Actually, in Andhra Pradesh, I am living in Vijayanagaram town, Vijayanagaram city.
Oh, okay.
Vijayanagaram.
I see.
Yeah.
There is another question, and
Yeah.
maybe you see the question. What do you do when your students start to be distracted online or remote learning?
Online.
Yeah. What do you do when your students? Yes.
Once again, please repeat the question. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please repeat the question. What do you want to ask?
The question is, what do you do when your students start to be distracted online?
So I think this is only one solution like that. Concentrating on those children who are going to distract like that. First, we have to talk about that. We need to assume that why they are distracting our class like that. Which type of learners are there? So we need to think over that how our learning process and that the content is how they are receiving the content, because is it that useful or not. We need to think over all these things. Then we talk personally with the children after that class. In the next class, they are not doing like that. So these are my some opinions like that. Suppose if the child is not listening to us, means it is not useful and interesting to them. So first, as a teacher, you have to identify and redesign our learning process. So still they are doing like that, means then we need to talk over the child, what he is expecting, why he is behaving like that. Then in the next time we do such type of arrangements, such type of changes, and go on. Yeah.
I see. Okay, thank you. And another question that I want to ask you: what type of tools should we learn to teach or and assess students in this period? How can you do that?
So now I am observing that teachers are giving online classes and also sharing some videos to listen and watch the children. But I think it's not a good idea only giving videos and let them watch and observe and ask them what you are learning like that. So children, literally children sit and watch the videos and it may not learning. See, learning, when the learning is happening, it means he should enter into the process and should learn something and he should adopt those things in their real life situation. So interactive involvement in the process is very, very important. So you know very well that H5P, the free tools are available in the internet. You can design your video into interactive. Suppose if they are watching the video, you can ask the questions in the certain point. If they answer the questions, then the video will move forward. Until then, they can rewatch the video. Until then, they ask the question. So if you design some interactive videos like that, then sharing with the children and ask them to share their videos, it's a good thing. And second thing is coming to my assessment point. You need to give such type of task, multiple questions, or matching, and different types of questions using propose. The free software tool is there. Propose, I think you can Google it and you can get it. In H5P tool also, you can easily design a simple assessment that can easily connect with the pictures and activities like that. So they give a scope to a child to do something instead of asking what is this like that. So
I see.
you need to think good tool. H5P is a good tool, and ProPros also is a good tool to develop the assessment like that. So teacher, in the coming future, teacher has to empower with the digital tools.
Okay. Thank you, Reggie. Rajesh, there is another question here. Do you use web 2 tools? Can you see the question?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
if
yeah,
yes,
actually,
which one?
Web 2.2. Yeah. Web 2.0 it comes under the tools like that you can be in the 2.0. It comes from blogging and Google Classroom and other social networks like Facebook. It all comes under the Web 2.0 indefinitely. You and see using blogging for the certain classes also very good to them. Suppose I am using my blog, I am using a blogger for my professional development. And as a teacher, you can create a blog for your children, and you can give assignments, and you can give tasks to the children, and you can restrict them. Only those children can watch those your posts, and they can respond on that. And also in a Web.2 also you can create a child friendly and child safe search engine also. If you design and if you insert suppose if you give a task to search for a city, so if you create a such type of search engine, but only they can get such results from those websites only. So like your wish and your suggested website, they can go through only such type of suggested websites only. So this can help the children to don't discard from and don't go the further irrespective websites like that. So you can use customized search engines and blogging and the Web.2 also.
I see. Okay, and we are almost coming the end of our the live session, but the last but not the least, the question is, I want to ask your general ideas about the future of education. What do you think of it's going to be in the future after this time? What is your ideas about the future of the education?
So in the future, I think now we are teaching to the children, but in the coming future education, definitely every child has to learn the coding. Every child has to empower with the digital. Now, I think world will definitely looking forward to get the digital skills of every child. And we have to, and main is that the coding is more important. And so everything goes with computers and everything goes with the machines like that. So mostly the education system will turn to and move forward to practicality with the coding and gaming. So
Mm-hmm.
it's my thinking like that. And teacher
I
has
see.
to expect results.
I see. Thank you very much. And also, as I know it, but maybe the our guests maybe they don't know about that. You are the winner of the British Council's teaching English blog of the month already twice, I think, as far as I know, twice. And
That's right.
how did you manage that? And how did you feel that in this case?
Actually, it's very. I'm thinking that it's very honor to me because of no Indian will receive this award so far. I'm the first Indian who received the British Council feature blog of the award for 2 times. And what I thought that the receivers who are receiving the award before me, so they have some practical posts like that. They don't have any practical posts. They are writing something which is knowledgeable to the others. But here I am getting the award with my classroom activities. That's what I am very happy for that.
I
So
see.
from my ground level and classroom activities will give such big award to me. So it's very honor to me to getting that award. I'm not, and Anton, I'm
I
not
see.
doing the great thing. I'm just doing things in a just innovative way, I think.
Yeah, but as far as I know, you are working really hard, and you are sharing them on your blog, and I read them time to time, and I really, you have very creative ideas, and you are dealing really, you know, uh, great with your students. This is what I realize
Yes,
from your, the blog
yes,
and from your videos, or it's really clear that you are working so hard there, and
yes.
and also you are also a teacher trainer, as far as I know. Hmm? Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
is it difficult to train the teachers in India over there, and how do you train your teachers over there?
So it's very hard to train the teachers. Definitely. Actually, I'm working as a teacher trainer for last 5 years.
Yes.
I've been teaching so many different types of teachers also, though who having to teach in a proper way in the school and in their classrooms also. The
Mm-hmm.
main thing is that when we are teaching in a pedagogy way. Suppose we are teaching some theory, we are giving some discussion points regarding some pedagogy aspects, some theories and learning theories like that. They I think they won't attract and they won't listen easily. They are not much interested to listen that. So the only thing they are asking that how this lesson or this class or this topic is going to teach in the classroom to the remote children or the second non-native children. That coming to the English, I am teaching you that. So because
Okay.
of giving lecture, but how far it is in practicality like that. So whenever I am going to train my teachers, I sit with my classroom activities and I redesign my classroom to teach that type of teachers because of we are teaching with the children is another thing, and teaching with the trainers also is another thing. So I have to redesign my classroom activity to teach them and how they can attract to me and how they are receiving my class and how they can implement in the classroom. So it's very hard thing. Whenever I go, they only ask me to give a demo, how this lesson you are going to teach in the classroom and achieve the such type of language skills prescribed in the textbook. So every time I am giving a
I see.
demo, every time I
Mm-hmm.
am the questions with my activities.
Okay. Okay. And I want to ask you another question. So, look, there's another question here. As a teacher trainer, can you see the question? We have as a
Yeah,
teacher
yeah.
trainer, what is one vital suggestion that you would like to make about distant education?
You see, coming to the distant education, as a teacher trainer, first of all, you need to understand the audience or the students' requirements. And some innovation is there in the digital education like that. Suppose mostly we are giving lecture or providing the video. See, its involvement of the students, involvement of the audience is very less in the digital education like that. So, in my point of view, you have to give such type of task or such type of assignment. They can involve in that rather than listening to you every time. So, as a teacher trainer, you must take some real life situations and with, what
Yes.
are there in the text or the content and assign and integrate these textbook items or content with the real life situation and design your activities that can involve your students and audience. Then after that, it is good to give a consolidation and main points to them. It's a good thing in the digital education as a teacher trainer. You have to do like that.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Rajesh. I think for your great knowledge and for your experiences, and thank you very much that you shared lots of things with us in this period. And also, I'm very happy that you have here as my first guest in this live station,
Yeah.
Teachers Talks, and that was really honor for me to have you. You are my friend, and also you are my colleague, and that's all for today, I think. And as a last words, what you would like to tell to the educators or to our listeners about what are your last words before we stop this session today?
For then who are teaching and you are working is
Yes.
then and design uh, first we have to if you have I think you are very well qualified and it's a very knowledge, delightful knowledge, but it may not be useful to people. So first
Uh-huh.
study your learner and know their requirements and do your job in a simple way. It's a good thing I think.
I think. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Rajesh, one more time.
Yeah.
And I hope we can meet up again and about other topics. Maybe in the future, this COVID-19 will stop over and we can talk about other interesting topics. And
Yes.
thank you very much. And I know that it is very late in India now. It's almost 11 o'clock. And thank you very much for your time that you said you didn't say no. I was thinking that maybe you could say
Yeah.
no, I cannot do it when I asked you the first time. And we have also from Peru, they are listening, and she's from Peru and from Turkey, they are listening us. And thanks a lot for your time and your experiences and your ideas that we shared with us. Thanks a lot. And see you in
So thankful
in
to all
another.
your Turkish friends
Yes.
and teachers and all of you. Good night and thank you.
Yeah. Good night to India, and also good evening to Turkey, and also I don't know, maybe good morning or good afternoon in other countries that they listen us. Take care, Rajesh. and thank you very much for your great effort with us. Bye bye. Thank you. See you.